Ladies and gentlemen, I actually don't even have that hidden. I think it's going to be hidden here. Welcome in to another little live stream. I saw somebody asked me, what do I think about Kamala going on Rogan? That's got to be one of the more awkward interviews we've ever seen if it happens. That gives me the vibes of like you being stuck in a room with like a distant relative and you just don't know what to talk about. Like, because Rogan's not going to be an ass to Kamala, but there's just nothing they relate to. It's just going to be hilarious, and I don't think it's going to happen. I think Kamala will end up saying, no, it's not going to happen. That's my prediction on that. Donald Trump up on Predicted, up 4 on Predicted. Yeah, Trump is up everywhere right now. Oh yeah, look at this. Joe Biden saying an issue to Iran, any attempt to kill Donald Trump would be an act of war. The absolute worst timeline. Trump getting killed, liberals getting a reprieve because they can blame Iran, and then us getting into another war in the Middle East. The triple threat of death. That's the worst possible scenario for us. Oh God. Has it been confirmed? No, it hasn't. And I don't think it will be. I think that was like a desperation thing that they kind of threw out there. Like maybe we'll go on Rogan because they're desperate, man. They're so desperate at this point. Oh, you know what it was, dude? It's because my freaking thing was zoomed out. That's why, and I forgot to change it. I'll take a look at Polymarket. Polymarket looks amazing for Trump right now. Yeah, Trump is sitting basically plus 15 and a half, it looks like. It's around 15 and a half. It's been hovering around 16, 15 and a half point lead right now. It was a Reuters article. Yeah, that Reuters reported it. No, that's not correct. Someone just said Trump up 16 on Polymarket probably because of the conservatives. It's not correct. Harris was up. Harris was up by 10. Why would Harris be up by 10 a month ago? I never even had Harris up by 10. If it was just conservatives, there's no way Harris would take the lead, especially by 10 points on a betting site. There's a lot of whales that realize that Trump's going to win and they see the polls and this is the result. Preseason college basketball top 25. I saw that. I mean, it's kind of a useless, man. There's so much turnover in college basketball with the portal. Is there really much of a reaction from me to that? I mean, I don't know. Could Israel rig the election for Harris starting World War III against Iran? What do you mean rig the election as in what? As in killing Trump? I did see Trump go into McDonald's. That was a pretty funny thing. He's taking advantage of the whole thing with Harris. It doesn't look like, look at this. Why does Mark Cuban look like a lesbian that's using a vibrator? Hilarious. This is what people were talking about. Trump is expected to visit a Pennsylvania McDonald's on Sunday to work as a fry cook, basically mocking Harris because, I mean, Harris, does anyone know about Harris? Did she just lie? I think she just lied about working at McDonald's. I mean, they weren't able to confirm it. So, I mean, what is it? And then they questioned her and she's like, yeah, I did. Just trust me. But why would you lie about that? How confident are you Trump is going to win? I mean, I'm pretty confident. You know, it's an election. You never know with elections, but this feels a lot more like 2016 than it does 2020. I mean, and it is a little bit more in terms of Trump running as the challenger, like he wasn't. Well, I mean, I guess Hillary was also a challenger, but they were the incumbent party. It just feels a lot more. I know a lot of people that voted for Trump in 2016 didn't vote for Trump and then are voting for Trump again. A lot of just solid independent people. They've come back to Trump as like the lesser of two evils, even. To sound relatable, yeah, but that's just I mean, it seems like something that people would be able to check. Like, isn't there another way to not lie and actually connect with people? I mean, you've got to have some job. Why lie about it? Maybe she doesn't. I don't know. I don't think Vermont is gonna go. I don't think Vermont is gonna go for Trump, man. That's hilarious, though. Vermont. Yeah, our politics is neutral, right? Dude, our politics, you go in there, it's you won't. I mean, it is what it is, but it's a crazy echo chamber. I mean, there's Republican echo chambers as well. Talk about Pennsylvania early voting. My opinion on early voting is the data is very, very meaningless, dude. Very meaningless. There are far too many variables that were different in 2016 and 2020, especially 2020 compared to where we are now. I mean, I was hearing good things about Virginia early voting. Now there's good things about Georgia early voting that just came out because they started in person early voting. I don't know, man. I think a lot of that is just noise, I'll be honest. Like, and then the thing is with election night, nobody's going to go back and be like, oh, the early voting. Like, it's just irrelevant. I mean, we can talk about it because it's, I guess, I mean, I'm waiting for these Rogan episodes, really, and then we can really have good streams with these Rogan episodes. If he does have, I mean, he's going to have Trump, but if he has Harris as well. But I think Trump's actually doing a rally tonight. Will North Korea start a war? North Korea really doesn't have much power to do that, honestly, man. I know people fearmonger about North Korea. Maybe with South Korea, that would be it. Harris Biden administration actually got the jobs record wrong by 1.1 million. Well, yeah, you know, the funny thing is they bragged their entire administration about jobs that didn't exist. We have to understand that. They took false jobs data, used it as propaganda for why Biden was doing a good job, and then, oh, wait a minute, right at the end of the administration, right at the end of the 4 years, oh, the jobs don't actually exist. We got the number wrong. So they bragged about jobs that didn't exist. Trump's working at Mickey D's, yeah, as a troll to Harris. Because I guess she lied and said she worked there, but she still claims she did. I think Fox is going to want to embarrass Kamala, like you were saying, for views. Yeah. Well, listen, Fox News is going to want to outdo 60 Minutes. I can tell you that right now. They're going to try and outdo 60 Minutes, and 60 Minutes got her good as well. Trump is going to Ohio State, Penn State. I doubt it. I don't know. There's no reason. Oh, yeah, because it is in Pennsylvania. I know he's going to the Steelers game. That's what I saw. Wait, is Ohio State Penn State after the election or right before? It might be right before the election. Yeah, I think it is right before because it's like the second. Michigan's going for Trump. Well, yeah, I mean, the polls even say the polls in Michigan, man, are pretty crazy when you look at them. This was the betting thing. I actually forgot to go to this in my video, but this just goes to show you kind of where we're at in terms of the betting. This is Trump's biggest lead against Harris, really, since she took over. I mean, once she took over, she immediately went into the lead. It was close. She took a lead by about 6 points. Now Trump leads in terms of the betting. Let me see the 2020 odds with Biden. Wasn't Biden at like a 63% chance? Yeah, so this just goes to show you, where are we right now? We are the 13th, the 15th. I mean, what a different election cycle this is, man. Biden was sitting plus 30 in terms of odds. Now Trump is plus like average, what is he, plus 7? It's crazy. I mean, it's not surprising. It's based off of just where the polls are at. I mean, Trump and everywhere is up, not just Polymarket. What should we do if Harris wins? Take money out of no, 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 no. Well, I mean, the meme, what I was talking about today, the election coins. Yeah, the election coins would not do well if Harris wins. There's no doubt about it. But in general, we had a bull run in 2021 with Biden, so it doesn't. I don't think it really matters. There's going to be meme coins that get affected badly if Harris wins, but I don't think it's going to affect. Like, I think AI coins are going to go up with Trump, Harris, whoever, eventually. Crickets on both Trump yeah. Well, dude, I was just thinking about the assassination attempt and how crazy it was and how they never even talk about it. Like, I mean, it would be one thing if they didn't fearmonger everyone with this right wing, extremism. They tried blowing Trump's head off. I mean, it's like, but they won't even talk about it. Did you see Dems getting pissy at the AKA guy on X? No, I didn't see that. Did you see Harris doing JRE is confirmed? Well, if it was confirmed, then it just confirmed, or you're trolling me, because I didn't see it was confirmed. Did they confirm that she was? If she's doing it, that's going to be an amazing thing to react to. I got to be honest. That's going to be a 40-minute podcast. 40 minutes. How much you want to bet? How long did she do Call Her Daddy for? Like, I don't even know. I mean, because she wouldn't upload the entire thing. Hassan is crying about Trump controlling journalists. What is he even talking about? It's like these people get one negative article about them, they don't know how to react. The liberals get one negative article about their party, and it's, oh my God, everyone's against us. I have no clue what that situation is with that with what happened with Trump at Coachella with Vem Miller. I don't know. They're saying it wasn't him or it was false. It's real hazy, man. These situations are real hazy. It's hard to really find what actually happened, or because people were refuting and they said he would never do something like that. Well, they certainly suppressed they suppressed as much as they could. They couldn't suppress the first attempt because it got so close, but Kamala HQ just announced she's going on Lex Friedman, not Rogan. That, please tell me that's false. I can't do another. Listen, I can't do another Lex episode, man. I can't. Please tell me that's false. How many dudes could Diddy if Diddy could Diddy dudes? I mean, I didn't. You're trying to trip me up there or something there with that. How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? I just said cuck. I was talking about Destiny, I'm sorry. Why do liberals think X is a conservative platform? Because of Elon. I mean, listen, you join X, you're going to get some conservative stuff recommended to you. There's no doubt about that. Dude, that is so... God, that's so annoying. Of course they would do that. They would bore us to death with Lex. Dude, if she would have did Rogan, I'll be honest, that is very smart by their campaign. Because her going on Rogan would just be so awkward. I can't explain it. Like, the conversation. Oh my God, I wanted that to happen. But now here comes Lex with his freaking mathematic. What is the square root of 67? Any warning signs for Trump? What is that? What like warning signs in terms of him losing the election? I think the warning signs for Trump losing, I can't really say early voting because we just don't know. We don't know. The numbers are going to be different no matter what. They're probably going to look better for Trump in terms of early voting, but again, that's because Trump is telling people to vote early. I mean, I would say it's hard with Trump because the polls have been so off on him. You know, the warning sign would be Gallup releasing a pretty bad party ID number. I would say that would be, and then it would be all the polls coming out and like consistent Harris leads in swing states and stuff like by 5 or 6 or even 4. But I don't see any really warning signs. You like Lex? Well, dude, actually, I don't have anything against Lex, but it's just I'm pretty pissed off that it's not Rogan because Rogan would be way better and way more entertaining for this situation. It would just because Lex will just allow her, and it'll be like this, both sides, and we have to hear her out. And but with Rogan, I mean, he'll still do that, but it's just he's just more of a like an alpha type. And with Harris, just the contrast of them, she's like goofy and stuff. It would just be amazing. You want me on The View? The View is me and The View are in talks to make me a co-host. Joy Behar is a subscriber. She enjoys my content. I know you want to be conservative, i.e., cautious, but isn't Trump way up in every single metric compared to 2016 or 2020? Yeah, basically he is. That is true. Outside of like a few states like Nevada and Georgia, it's not too different, but pretty much every other swing state he's up significantly. The popular vote, he's doing way better. You think Dems have given up on the presidency and are just gaslighting all the way to the finish line? Seems like they're already acting like Trump won. No, I think they do believe they can win. I mean, this is a major party spending billions of dollars, man. A lot of them believe they can win. A lot of them think Trump is the Fuhrer and there's no way he's going to win. Look at what happened in 2020. The January 6th, it was an insurrection. A lot of them truly believe that Harris is going to win because they just don't think Trump's got any chance. And even the ones that think Harris is a bad candidate, they think there's no way. What if Lex presses Harris really hard? I mean, he really didn't do it with Trump, though. That's the problem. So I don't think he'd do it. I don't think he'd do it. Am I watching the Texas Senate debate? I didn't even know what was happening. Somebody told me, I guess before I started streaming in the chat, they were like, I mean, maybe I'll see some of the clips from it. I feel like nobody really watches the Senate race. Top 3, the Senate debates. Top 3 worst college. Although I will say, the Kerry Lake moment was pretty good. I've been to the border more times probably than you've even been to Arizona. And it's probably true. You asked me top 3 worst college football stadiums. Well, you have to qualify Power 4 stadiums or just in general because there's some max stadiums like Eastern Michigan has a horrible stadium with a gray field turf. It's horrible. But if you're talking about Power 4 right now, I mean, Northwestern plays in nothing right now. So I guess you can't really say them. I mean, Pitt University, they play at the Steelers Stadium. That's terrible. Pretty much anyone that plays at like UNLV playing at Allegiant Stadium with the upper deck closed, that's horrible. Can the Ukraine war end if the Dems take the Senate? Well, it would be a lot harder. It'd be a lot harder. But with Trump, I think it would still end. If you're talking about if Trump is in the White House, Trump is gonna have a lot of power. But the thing with Trump is I'm just wondering what does Putin want exactly? Because to me, this is going to be a very tough negotiation unless Putin just bows down and says, because Putin's the one that's really losing stuff unless they agree to give up land, unless Zelensky agrees to give up land. Otherwise, it would be a massive epic fail for Russia. So why would Putin agree to that? I'm concerned that that deal's not going to be reached. I know Trump says it's going to happen, and maybe it will, and Zelensky says he wants it to happen. but it feels like Putin was going to want a lot of land for a deal to happen. No confirmed interview with Rogan or Lex. She'll probably chicken out of both of them. She needs to do something. She needs to go out and do one of these interviews. Yo, what's up, man? Does Putin Venmo me? I think the kids call it Cash App. Joe will back out if Kamala has too many demands. You're right, and she will. Because they only do structured well, actually, it seemed like 60 Minutes was really able to do whatever they wanted, but I think Kamala's campaign probably didn't like how that was portrayed. So that's probably what's going on there. Good voter registration numbers. Kamala Harris saying she is considering taxpayer-funded reparations. She's pandering again. She needs the black vote real bad. Her internal numbers are horrible for black males. Did I see the Texas Senate debate? No, I mean, it's going on right now, so I didn't see it. Yeah, I saw the Bloomberg interview with the dude. That was pretty good, man. I think I have a clip of it with Trump. When Trump called him new scum.
You said, President Trump, at the moment there is a thing called the Trump trade in the markets. Do you know what that is? The Trump trade is very simple. People are betting that your policies are going to drive up debt, they're going to drive up inflation, so they're going to drive up interest rates. Are the investors wrong?
Yeah, I had 4 years no inflation. I had 4 years no inflation.
But that was when you had much.
I had 4 years. It's better than that. And Biden, who has no idea where the hell he is, okay? Biden went 2 years with no inflation because he inherited from me. And then they started spending money like drunken sailors. They spent so much money. It was so ridiculous, the money they were spending. They were spending on the Green New Scam. The Green New Deal. You know, it was conceived of by AOC plus 3. She never even studied the environment in college. She went to a nice college. She came out, she just said, the Green New Scam. She just named all these things.
But President Trump, the issue at the moment, the markets are looking at the fact you are making all these promises. Latest one was car loans. You're flooding the thing with giving.
I don't know why he's referencing the markets. Normally the markets go up when a Republican's elected.
Giveaways.
But we're going to grow.
I was actually quite kind to you. I used 7 trillion. The upper estimate is 15 trillion. People like the Wall Street Journal, who's hardly a communist organization,
yeah, but you don't know.
They have criticized you on this as well. You are running up enormous debts.
What does the Wall Street Journal know? I'm meeting with them tomorrow. What does the Wall Street Journal know? They've been wrong about everything. So have you, by the way. You've been wrong about
You're trying to turn this. You're trying to turn this.
You've been wrong about it.
No, you're trying to turn this into debate. There are business people.
But you're wrong. You've been wrong. You've been wrong all your life on this stuff. You've been. Let me tell you about currency. You're going jumping a lot of.
AOC plus 3 nickname. Trump won over the audience by the end. I know. Did you hear the dude correct him when he was like new scum? The dude's like, it's Newsome. Apparently they asked the Bloomberg, they asked Harris to go on and do it, and she declined. Harris is going to have to start doing some interviews. I think that's why she might go on Rogan. Feel like Georgia's going to be close. Well, of course it's going to be close. It's a swing state. But it can still be close with a Trump 2.5 to 3 point victory. Do you think if Trump wins, the left is going to lose it and ramp up their assassination attempts, all costs, before January 20th? I think they're going to get deranged. They're going to get real deranged. You're right. In between Trump getting sworn in and when he's the president elect, it's probably going to be real ugly. He knows Ukraine won't join NATO. Yeah, I know, but I feel like that's kind of a sham thing from Putin. I think Putin just wants the land, and he's using that as an excuse, like, oh, they were going to join NATO. And I understand what Putin is saying. I mean, with how big NATO has expanded, it is. I mean, you look at it from their point of view, it's pretty crazy. But I also think that's a convenient thing that he can just say, oh, we don't want more NATO expansion right up against our border, and that's one of the reasons we're going to invade. Am I streaming the Harris interview on Vice? So the Harris interview is tomorrow? Yeah, the Harris interview is tomorrow. Yeah, as long as it's good, I'll go ahead and stream that. Because we've had a few days of pretty much, I mean, I guess there's some rallies happening, but there's not a ton. I guess Tim Walz did a rally we saw yesterday, my God. Putin endorsed Kamala. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, that was kind of like, there's a dynamic at play with that. I don't necessarily think that's a real endorsement, honestly. Iran is more of a threat because nuclear capabilities, war with them is inevitable at some point. Hell no. Yeah, I don't know, man. You're probably right, though. I just don't want to go have another war in the Middle East. I mean, one is already happening, but it's not like it's going to be our... NATO just took Sweden and Finland. Yeah, I didn't want Sweden and Finland to join NATO. But, I mean, they all want to join the bandwagon. Whatever military agreement the United States is in, these countries want in. It's not surprising. Well, you want NATO to disband. I think there needs to be they have the European Union, and that's a protection for them. The problem is, what would happen with our bases in Europe and stuff? We have to keep those. Tim Walz rally couldn't fill. Yeah, Tim Walz, he barely does any rallies anyways. There's a thing, he's only done like 9 rallies now. The other 3 have done like 15. Trump's done like 20. Harris has done like 14. Vance has done like 14. Yeah, no, I agree. You're probably right. It is inevitable whenever they talk about it this much. I mean, Biden just said it. Biden is threatening war with Iran over, oh, if Trump gets assassinated. But like, even why would you threaten that? Does Jeb still have a chance? I like the exclamation point. I remember those signs. I do. You think the best deal Ukraine-Russia war is to have Crimea vote in a neutrality organized referendum on their status, and both nations give back the rest of their land they occupied? Russia would never agree to that. That would be a massive failure for Russia and their invasion. Rasmussen just dropped to Trump +5 at North Carolina poll. I did see that. I saw the Rasmussen. That's a really good pollster. Did you see that party switchers in Pennsylvania favored Republicans 2.6 to 1 over Dems last week? Really? I actually didn't see party switchers. I didn't see that. So that's really good news if that's true. What is that data based on? Just from the voter registration stuff? We're gonna do this. We can. Oh, you said Republicans can take New Mexico? I don't think so. New Mexico is gonna be a hard one, man. And Trump's not even trying to take New Mexico. Russia will win playing the long game. Yeah, but what's a win for Russia? Taking half of Ukraine or taking taking the entire country. You think Russia's waiting Ukraine out? Possibly. Hat or vote Trump 2024? Yes, yes. Can someone explain how betting odds are considered believable? They're a reflection of the polls. Betting odds are a reflection of the polls, and also even more data gets interpreted because people are betting real money rather than just a single poll. It's a combination of all the polls and also people understanding and using context what happened the last election, the election before that. So it's a combination of a bunch of things. Why is no one talking about the Tim Walz allegations? Because people don't think it's true, I guess. I mean, people were saying it's not true and that dude's not to be trusted, and it's engagement farming because you can monetize on X. You think New Mexico is a swing state in 2028? I mean, it's possible. It's possible. It could only be a 5 or 6 point win in 24. Will Biden start war with Iran if Trump wins? I don't think Biden has the capacity to, I mean, it would be other people making the decision for Biden, but you mean the Democratic wing? I mean, it's possible. I mean, we have to believe them when they make all these threats. They just keep threatening them. They keep threatening. How are things looking in Georgia? Yeah, I did see early voting started. Dude, when it comes to early voting, a lot of the data is just. I mean, I saw there was good enthusiasm at in Trump counties where Trump won the counties by like 70 points, 80 points, the rural areas, but it's not huge. Did you see the Minnesota second district poll? No, I didn't. Oregon's a hard state to flip. Yeah, I don't think Oregon's gonna go. The only thing we can hope is that Greater Idaho forms and they lose an electoral vote that way, but that's probably unlikely as well. Yeah, Oregon will probably be like +9 or +10, honestly, at least. If the polls were wrong, Harris wouldn't be changing her game plan by going on Fox. Yeah, no, I know. And that was Obama who called out black dudes. They're obviously having to change because their numbers are not where they thought they were going to be. They thought they could win this election by not having to do the whole Fox thing. I mean, Walz was on Fox a few weeks ago on a Sunday segment. Now they're changing Walz's whole thing. Walz is out doing shooting things, trying to be more masculine, and they're having to change all of this because they can't appeal to men. And you're seeing the analysts on these major liberal networks like CNN start lashing out at men, and we knew that was going to happen. They're like, oh, that they have to blame men now because their campaign and the internal people realize that it's going to be very hard for her to win based on these numbers. You can see the early voting results in terms of which party people are, basically. But even that, it's very hard to, because there's so many things, especially now, like, we're so before the election, there's the early voting is going to change. Republicans might look good today, they might look bad tomorrow, they might look good the next day. Party is what you can see. You think Illinois would be under 10? Yeah, it'll be like, I would say like 9 to 11. So yeah, you're probably right. The Fox News interview was a huge mistake. Yeah, but it's pure it's a panic desperation. Whenever you make decisions based on around panic and desperation, it's probably not going to work out well for you. I mean, if you look at her 60 Minutes interview and how bad that was, this one's probably going to be worse. I mean, it'd be surprising if it wasn't. Will they try to kill JD Vance? They would try Trump before Vance. And I mean, they already have, but they would go Trump. When should OSU fire Ryan Day? I don't think they're gonna fire him. I mean, his recruiting is too good. But I mean, yeah, it's really toxic around Ohio State right now because whenever they lose, it's just a mess. Ohio could go safe Republican. I think Ohio's already safe Republican, man. I mean, like you want to label it based around points and stuff, and it's already safe Republican. It's not. Democrats are not challenging the state. I consider that safe. I mean, you could say likely, but it's safe. I mean, they're not going to win the state. What happens if the left kills both Trump and Vance? Would Vivek be the guy? Well, I mean, it would be a fucking mess, that's for sure. How can we tell Virginia's gonna flip on election night? I don't know how Virginia counts their votes. I don't know if they do mail-ins first, like Florida, or if they do a combination. But if Virginia, I mean, normally Virginia typically starts off where Trump is in the lead. What's my plan for election night? Dude, I gotta get. I don't know. I don't think I'll need anything. I think I'll be fine election night. Just, I don't need any caffeine or anything. I probably should just be fine the entire night. It'll be kind of surreal, streaming it. It's always different when you stream stuff rather than just watch it, with your thoughts and things. So it'll kind of be different streaming an election, and because you're always on, when you're streaming, and you don't really get like the back of your mind thoughts when you're streaming like you would. It's hard to explain. If Virginia flips, the election will be over. But yeah, if Virginia flips, it's a dead giveaway. And plus, I think they would call Virginia pretty early too, anyways. Do you really believe they will let Trump win? I mean, he won in 2016. How long will you stream on election night? I don't know, man. I think it'll be over pretty quickly. People are saying it's probably going to be like a 5 hour, maybe like a 6 hour stream. Because it'll probably be over by maybe 1 or 2 a.m., hopefully. Oh, man. Maybe 3 a.m., I don't know. I was born in a small town. I was born in a small. Someone showed me that clip on my Discord, and it's just hilarious. The Walls clip where he's like clapping like a gopher, and then he's like, and then you just hear the song come on. It's like the perfect Tim Walls clip. It is amazing. Detroit Wayne County is already cheating. Well, I mean what happened with that is pretty surprising that they returned 40% of their absentee ballots. It's very odd. I'll say that much. Yeah, I'm talking about Eastern Standard Time because that's where I am. If I was like West Coast, it'd probably be better. I could stream later. Meme coin ticker on the election stream. I mean, I don't know, man. It'll be interesting to see what the meme coins do. The election meme coins, that is. I mean, I guess all the meme coins will probably react in some way because it's a big event. You think Trump can finish his second term? Yeah, I think he can. I mean, he's definitely in good enough shape. He's in way better shape than Biden was in 2020 in terms of cognitive and just in general moving around. Yeah, I know, guys. I have to post a new Discord link. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna post a new Discord link in the community tab because those Discord links they run out quickly because it prevents, like, I guess, you know, I don't know why they run out, but I don't mind that they run out because I like giving it a breather and not having people join every day. Yankees up 3-0. Yeah, the Yankees might they're gonna win that series probably in 5 games, I'd say. I know I got to get a new Discord link, man. It'll be in the community tab. It'll be a community post. Trump funny 2015 is nostalgic. Yeah, 2015 Trump was early 2016 Trump during the primaries. Well, dude, the primaries were so amazing. They really were. Yeah, Trump did age well. Are you concerned they will do another shadow campaign like Time Magazine admitted in 2020? Well, what do you shadow campaign? What do you mean by shadow campaign? Like where Biden wasn't in control, you don't think Harris is going to be in control if she wins? Is that what you're saying? I mean, Harris has very little legs to stand on, anyways, because she has no actual base. Harris's base is just establishment Democratic Party that propped her up. She doesn't have an actual movement. So no matter who wins, that whether it's Harris or whoever, they're just a cog, unless there's someone. I mean, and obviously, I don't think AOC would win, but if it was AOC, she would actually have like a passionate movement there. But with someone like Harris, she's just a robotic career politician that just does whatever that they tell her to do. There's no actual movement. President, Senate, House sweep. I think that's the goal, man. And I think if Trump performs as well as people are saying in terms of the popular vote, that's going to help significantly with the House. That's going to help with the House. Only Rosie O'Donnell. And then Megyn Kelly's like, it was much more than Rosie O'Donnell. You remember when Jeb Bush was the favorite? That was really early in 2015, man. Really early. Her movement is the Democrat machine. Yep. I mean, and that's by definition. That's not even like, oh, you're a dumbass Republican. She got inserted by the Democratic machine. How can I mean? It's just. Harris called 18 to 25-year-old voters stupid, and they'll still vote for her. Well, yeah, I mean, that is what it is, but I think a lot of Republicans would agree with that. I mean, I don't know why she would say that. That's her base. I mean, 18 to 25, go Democrat. M Viking 39, thank you. McCormick, I mean, McCormick is in play to win, yes. It's going to be very close. And Megyn Kelly loves Trump. Now, I know that's interesting how that works out. Megyn Kelly did go real right when she got, like, into the independent media YouTube space. Because she was, like, in an establishment right, I guess, kind of, on Fox. I know. I just covered that Biden said the assassination attempt on Trump is an act of war by Iran. It's a horrible, horrible develop. The way the Democrats' rhetoric with Iran is so horrible, and I know people don't care, but it's like, well, if something happens, it's going to be real bad. I Nevada's been 50-50 in poly market for a while, though. Yeah, they've still got the same exact map. Let's take a look at the Ohio polls. Trump plus 7.4. Yeah, I think Trump wins Ohio by about 9.5, honestly. It is pretty crazy. Well, they don't have any more polls than that. Trump should win Ohio fairly easily, I'd say. Do you think Trump will fix NIL problems? I think NIL is such a mess, man. Any news on Trump going on Rogan? No, but it's happening. We don't know when exactly it's happening. And apparently Harris might go on Rogan as well, but probably not. There's rumors that it might happen. I didn't watch the Ted Cruz debate, but I think no matter, I think Ted Cruz is a good talker. I'm confident he'll do fine in that, but I think Cruz will still win by about 4.5 to 5 in that race. Watch the Senate debate. So it's happening right now. I mean, I don't know. Do people actually want me to watch that? I feel like people don't really. And plus, that's a Texas type of thing. It's not a national debate, so it's going to be focused on issues in Texas. The rally you went to in Coachella, 100K people waited for hours. It was 101 degrees just to get from the bus to the rally and wait some more. Tells you a lot. Yeah, dude, those rallies are just a complete, I mean, in a good way, but they're a mess, man. I mean, there's just so many people. There are so many people. Snipz 127. 18 to 24 demographic in Michigan was actually 18 to 24 demographic was way more conservative than 25 through 30 in a poll, in just one poll. I mean, dude, but now we're deciphering, like, normally they just do 18 through 29. Isn't that what they normally go by in terms of the age demographics? Watch the Georgia rally. There's a Trump Georgia rally going on right now. Do you guys want me to play that? It's that or this debate. I mean, but this debate is going to be issues in Texas. You have to understand. It's like, if people want to listen to that, okay. The Marquette was, oh, not another Marquette poll. He's not speaking yet. What do you know when he's, man, that's a late rally if he's not speaking yet. Trump rally. All right, I'll watch a little of it, honestly. Well, here's the debate. Let me just see this really quickly.
This new kind of angertainment where you just get people upset and then you podcast about it and you write a book about it and you make some money on it. But you're not actually there when people need you. Like when the lights went out. When 30 million Texans were relying on a senator to spring into action.
Oh, not this.
He
the
went
storm.
to Cancun. That's who he
the
is.
Ice storm.
If you give me the chance to be your United States Senator, I'll never abandon you. And I'm asking for your vote and for your support in this election.
Congressman, thank you. Senator Cruz, you get the final word tonight. You have 60 seconds.
The stakes in this election are the highest of my lifetime. Congressman Allred and Kamala Harris are both running on the same radical agenda. Congressman Allred has pledged to be the 50th vote for Chuck Schumer to end the filibuster, to end the requirement of 60 votes to pass major legislation. That means if Congressman Allred is elected, we will see the Democrats, number one, strike down every voter integrity law in the country. Number two, add D.C. and Puerto Rico as states to give them 4 new Democrat senators. Number three, grant immediate voting rights to
52
every
states.
illegal alien in America. That would turn Texas blue, and every statewide elected official in Texas would be defeated in the next election. And number 4, pack the U.S. Supreme Court. That would jeopardize our fundamental rights. I've spent 12 years fighting every single day to defend jobs and freedom and security. Congressman Allred wants to destroy what we've got in Texas because he shares Nancy Pelosi and Kamala Harris's value.
Senator,
I will fight to keep Texas, Texas.
Senator, that is your time tonight. Gentlemen, we do want to thank you for a spirited and animated
Ted Cruz, I like Ted Cruz, man. He's a good talker.
Before we go, we do
Harris
want to
tried to
remind
get
our
on
viewers,
stream with Kai
it's
Cenat
hard to
and
believe here
Speed.
too, but Election Day
But wasn't that
is
an
coming
old
up here
thing?
shortly. Early voting
I
begins
remember
Monday,
reading that
October
somewhere
the
that she was
21st.
trying to get on
Election
with
Day,
Kai
of course,
Cenat.
Tuesday, the 5th of November. That is 3 weeks from tonight when we will have a
Oh, Lord. Please, no. Oh, Dark MAGA. You got the Dark MAGA background. Cruz is good, dude. Cruz is a good talker, I'm telling you guys. Cruz is like their added 2 states. They're added Puerto Rico as a state. Oh, God. What about adding Greenland as a state? Yeah, Cruz was good, man.
When I first
Let's
came
get
into
Trump out
office,
here.
I
Let's
cut
see how
taxes
Trump
more
comes
than
out.
Any other president. We have created.
I mean,
7
are they seriously going to
million
add Puerto
jobs,
Rico?
and it's led
They're
to
not
a
going to do
growth
that.
like we've never seen before. We developed the greatest economy in history by far.
You want to join
When I left
America
office,
and become Dark
it
MAGA?
changed.
It's understandable. It's an
Inflation
admirable
destroyed the lives
movement.
of so
You want to
many
hear me
people.
sing? What is this
Interest
song?
rates went from 2% to 10%.
You're gonna get, dude. You know what?
Millions
You know what was the
of
craziest
illegal
copyright?
immigrants,
It was
traffickers, and drugs
my
coming into our
entire
country.
live stream
Our
got
country
removed
has gone to hell.
from Saturday night because of
So I made
Saturday
a
Night
decision
Live.
to
Saturday
run.
Night Live removed my live stream
We're
for
gonna make
reacting to their
America
clip.
great again, greater
How crazy
than
is
ever
that?
before.
But they never give me a
I will
copyright
fight for
strike, so
you
it's
with every
it's
breath,
whatever. But it's just
and I
like, I
will
mean,
never
if I do a 2-hour
let
live
you
stream and I react to a clip for 3 minutes out of the 2 hours, you shouldn't be able to completely strike that. I think that's ridiculous.
President Trump is literally putting his life on the line, and he's willing to risk it all.
Love Elon Musk, but I'm a little worried. Well, I think Elon is an interesting dude. I mean, I love Elon, but he's an interesting dude. He's like, we got to be so worried about AI, and it's a problem. And then he releases this Optimus, like, brother, that's what we're talking. That's the problem. So it's like, but it's like,
We can't allow our country to be destroyed by politicians who will put their own power ahead of the interests
wait, when
of
is
the
this
American
debate supposed
people,
to? Wait, the
our
debate was.
freedom,
Oh, wait,
and
this
our
rally
future.
was supposed to start at 7:30.
When you cut through the
Jesus,
lies, you
man.
realize the truth. American families
These
were
people
better
are
when
pissed.
Donald Trump was president. We were safer.
Holly Market is
wealthier,
plus
and
15.4.
stronger.
Wow.
So if you love this country, if you want to stand up and fight for the future of our nation,
He turned on the perfect. Well, I didn't even know he was. I didn't even know he was speaking tonight. I thought it was going to be earlier than this, honestly. But I guess not. What do you think about Georgia? What, the early voting? I mean, I think it's irrelevant numbers. I mean, it looks good for Trump, but it's irrelevant.
Of the United States, President Donald J. Trump.
The sun is still up in Arizona. Well, here's Trump. Well, we can't do that. Oh my God, dude. I cannot do it with that song. It's gonna get copyrighted. I have to wait for Trump to start speaking. I'm not even kidding. Do you think Trump gets over 300? Yeah, I think he gets 306 or 312 probably. No tax on tips. My screen's blurry. All right, tell me if my screen is better or not. Hold on, let me see. Is it still blurry? Oh my god, dude. I swear this is the longest song. The awkward dancing. This song is so long. Felon, well, I don't know. I think he's appealing that. I don't think he's gonna be a felon when he wins, and it's gonna get appealed. All right, that's gotta be it. Nope. Ozempic Trump, badass alert.
Oh, this is some crowd. This is what our group. I know so many of the people. Oh, these people. They're tough as hell. They're from Georgia. They should be tough. I want to just say a special hello to Georgia. You have a lot of excitement going on outside. You know that, right? Right, Kelly? We have a lot of excitement going on outside. We're doing very well, they tell me, but you know, one day's not too much. But looks like we're doing pretty well. What do you think? Congressman Barry? Right?
Is it loud enough? I could go to another one. I've got it turned up all the way.
Back in the incredible state with thousands of proud, hardworking American patriots, which is what you are. You are hard workers, and it's going to pay off. We're going to take back our country. We're going to turn it around so fast. Before we begin, I want to send our love and prayers to everyone here in Georgia, hit by the hurricanes. You got hit hard, as well as Florida, North Carolina. They really got hit hard. South Carolina got hit pretty hard. Virginia, Alabama, and Tennessee. That's a lot of hurricane. That was a big hurricane.
That's a lot of hurricane.
I thought we were sort of over. Yeah, that's Trump country. You're right. It's Trump country. It is indeed. We love it. We love the people. We wish they took better care of Trump country, right? You know? Our hearts are with the families of every citizen who is tragically lost and all of the people who lost their home. A lot of homes were lost, too. A lot of people were lost. The citizens of Georgia are tough and resilient, and the state is going to come back stronger than ever. We're going to make sure it comes back stronger than ever. And I want to thank you, Governor Brian Kemp. He's done a really good job, and his staff for the work he's done and they've done. And God bless you all, despite
I'm getting the Discord link. Hold on.
Early mail-in voting in your state is now underway, and early in-person is underway. But I'll tell you what, I'm hearing very good things now. It hasn't been going on too long, but we're seeing numbers. They're saying, wow, those are big numbers. So, in fact, they set a record for the number of ballots today, right? A number, right? So if you have a ballot, return it immediately. If not, go tomorrow as soon as you can. Go to the polls and vote. Then, for the next 21 days, get everyone you know to get out and vote. We don't want to take a chance. We can't lose this country. We're going to lose our country. If we're not successful, we're going to lose our country. From the very beginning of this journey, I've been on a mission to rescue our nation from a failed and corrupt political establishment. And are they corrupt? $500,000 for a painting. That's not good, is it, huh? I said, well, that one they'll never get away with, Byron. I said, no
all right,
way.
the Discord link is posted on the community board.
Great. Great guy. Stand up, Byron. Big star. Barry, he's gonna be a big star, this guy. Do I have him right? He's got to be a big, he already is a big star if you get right down to it. Thank you very much. Good job. I heard every word. I was taking pictures. I said, boy, that guy's doing a good job. And to give you back the country that you believe in, the country you were born in, and the country that you deserve. That's what you want. Everywhere you look, under Kamala Harris, the American standard of living is in a free fall.
Yeah, he's in Georgia. I think Atlanta.
You ever notice nothing works? It's like everything they touch.
Yeah, it's Atlanta.
I won't say it. No, everything they touch, including their rescue plan, which they didn't even have a plan. You're working more hours for less money to afford smaller houses, worse cars, fewer groceries, with absolutely nothing left to save. Our schools don't teach. Our cities aren't safe. Illegal aliens are pouring in by the millions and millions and millions, and we're teetering on the brink of World War III. Other than that, I think we're doing quite well. Kelly's saying, man, this is really depressing. But exactly and look, we're down to the wire now when you think, huh? 3 weeks from tonight, the people of Georgia are going to end Kamala Harris's reign of failure. And we are going to launch a new golden age of American success for the citizens of every race, religion, color, and creed. Going to be a golden time. And I want to thank a man named Elon Musk because he did a big favor.
Dark MAGA.
You know, when I was down here, early on, I was down and we were with the folks and they were going, sir, we need Starlink. I said, what the hell is Starlink? He said, do you know Elon Musk? It's the most incredible thing because especially in North Carolina, they had no communication whatsoever. They were just right there. They were just wiped out and they had no communication. And it's hard to get. It's hard to get. So I called up Elon and he endorsed me. He gave me the greatest endorsement. And how about that rocket the way it came in yesterday? Was that crazy? Was that crazy? You know, I was on the phone with somebody, and I have the television on, no sound or anything, and I'm looking at the screen, but I'm talking to somebody. I guess couldn't have been that interesting a person, and I'm watching the screen, and this big monster, the thing's like 20 stories tall, and it's coming down, the fire's pouring out of it from all angles, and I say, I don't know, could you hold on a minute? There's something happening on television. I've never seen anything like this, Brandon. The great Brandon Beach. Does everybody know Brandon? Great. Thank you, Brandon. What a good patriot he is. But I said, I've never seen anything like this. So it's coming down, down, down. And I said, oh, man, it's going to be terrible. It's going to hit the gantry or whatever they call it. It's going to hit it. It's going to knock it over Marjorie Taylor Greene. It's going to knock it over. It's going to knock it on its ass like you knock your competitors on their ass, Marjorie. Right? And she does. She is highly respected, let me tell you. Smart. So it's coming down, and I didn't like the angle. I said, come on, baby. And then all of a sudden, you see that fire pouring from the right side.
Come on, baby.
Boom. I mean, the thing. And I said, that was amazing. And I forgot the guy that was on the phone. He was.
What time is the Kamala interview?
With certain respect. We're leading everybody, so they hold on forever. You know, they would have held on for Doug. They would have held on for an hour, but I just totally forgot because I've never seen anything like this. So Elon, I said, Elon, could you do me a favor? Starlink, yes, what would you like about it? I said, they need hundreds of them in North Carolina and also in Georgia. They really want them in Georgia too because they lost their wires, they're down. And I'm talking to him, and as I'm talking, I get a call from somebody in North Carolina, thank you for the Starlink. And I said, how the hell did you do that? No, it's true. Elon. He's different. No, he's different. And I said, Elon, I don't know what Starlink is, but they like it. They like it. But no, it was sort of funny because I'm on the phone and it's all done. And I'll tell you what.
6, that's a little early, man. Jesus.
It was delayed once it got here.
I thought they'd have it at like 8.
Happened. You know, that's happened with a lot of people. But they got it. And I said, how does it compare to the lines? They said it's better. And I mean, the guy just is a fantastic guy. So we want to thank him for his big endorsement. And he really does. You know where he is right now? He's in Pennsylvania
campaigning for me.
They're going to do another rally together. They're going to do another rally.
I was in Pennsylvania campaigning. And we were in Butler, Pennsylvania, honoring Corey, the firefighter who lost his life. 2 other good guys, by the way, 2 other very good guys. But he lost his life, and Elon was there, and he wore the black hat. I did not know we had a black hat. It's black with black letters, okay? And he called it Dark MAGA. And he hasn't taken it off. He loves that hat. No, but we want to thank him. He's been really good.
Trump's got to wear it. Trump's got to wear it.
Good guy, too. I mean, who could? I said, does anybody else do that with the rockets? Because I've been watching this stuff for a long time. Byron, have you ever seen that before? I said, can the Russians do it? No. Can NASA do it? No. Can anybody do it? No, only me. I said, keep it going, man. That's pretty cool. It's the coolest thing I've seen in a long time. Pretty cool. You know, we got to protect our brilliant people. We got to remember that. There aren't too many brilliant people around. Not too many, right, Marjorie? Marjorie knows better than anybody. There aren't too many.
Its market cap should go up.
Oh, your lieutenant governor's right there. Look at this. We have big power, huh? Thank you, Bert. With your vote, we will create millions of new, great-paying jobs. Wages will soar. Your taxes are going to fall. You saw that. Your net worth will skyrocket. America will be confident again. You know, America has lost its confidence. It's a terrible thing to say. I said it one time, and I said, you know, it's actually true. But it's going to come back very quickly. America will be respected again. The American people will be optimistic again. And you will be proud of the life and the future you are going to give and giving to your children. Our legacy will be nothing less than the rebirth of the American dream. You don't hear about the American dream anymore. You don't hear about the American dream.
Yeah, that's a dark MAGA background, too.
Dream. My father used to say, you want to live the American dream, son. And I said, what's the American dream, Dad? And I didn't quite make it. I wanted to make it. No, I could have the American dream. You know what? I had the American dream. Did I need this? But I wouldn't swap it. I wouldn't swap it, Byron. I was saying yesterday, I could be on the waters of Monte Carlo. I could be all over the world enjoying myself. But I'd much rather be right here with you. It's true. Because we have a mission. We have a mission. And we don't have a choice, right? You know, we really don't have a choice. Somebody said, why are you doing this? I said, because we don't have a choice. We're going to make America great again. What's better than that? I have a lot of rich friends. They go here, they go there. They're boring as hell.
There's no update on the Waltz surprise that I've seen, although there was somebody that apparently talked to one of the victims. A lot of Republicans are saying it's fake and don't fall for it.
Fancier beaches, right? And look what we're doing. We're doing something. If we win this election, it will be the greatest event, political event or otherwise, in the history of our country. In the history of our country. And we're going to turn it around fast. It's going to go very quickly. We're going to turn it around fast. Kamala is turning us into a third world nation, which is true. Do you know, I didn't know she didn't pass her bar exam. Did you know that? I'm hearing this. I don't want to tell you about it, please. I don't want to mention. I will not mention the fact that she didn't pass her bar exam. So I'm not going to mention that.
Juan, what's up, man?
With our victory, we'll become the greatest, strongest, freest, safest, and the most powerful nation the world has ever seen. We're going to put it back together fast. 4 years ago, we were respected. Now they laugh at us. Other countries laugh at us. I had a good interview today with Bloomberg. Did anybody see that? That was a great interview. He was a Trump hater. And brilliantly, my staff didn't tell me that. I said, who is this guy? Sir, he hates you very much. He's been after you. So they got me all started before I went up. But it was a great interview. And I think it really showed the plan that we have because he was unable to dispute it. We're going to bring so many companies back into our country. And a lot of them are going to be based right here, right in the great state of Georgia. There's going to be a lot of things happening. It's going to happen very fast. Remember, I used to say we're winning too much. You're going to say to me, Marjorie's going to come with the lieutenant and Lieutenant Governor and Doug, and Kelly's going to be there.
Got a lot of cash, I'll tell you. And Louder Milky's coming in with this beautiful family.
Why does he lean into dark MAGA? Probably to sell the hats, if I had to guess.
Sir,
I don't
there's too many companies coming into Georgia, please, please. We can't take it anymore. We don't have enough people for the jobs. Please, we don't want any more companies.
Yeah, independents are not going to be swayed against because of dark MAGA.
That was the takeoff on the winning. We're going to win so much. You're going to come, please, sir. We can't win anymore. We're winning too much. We had a lot of fun. And we had a lot of fun. We have a new one now. All those companies are going to be pouring in. But starting on day one, I will quickly defeat inflation, and we're going to bring down the energy prices fast, liquid gold. And we will make America affordable again. Prices are still going up. You know, they're going up again. And they surged again very viciously last month. And here we go again. And Kamala Harris has no idea what's happening. They say, what do you think of inflation? What? What do you think of inflation? She didn't know what the hell they were talking about. Other than that, she just got it right under toe, right? Now, she didn't really know what they were talking about when they said inflation. What is it? Kamala Harris has developed a policy. You know what her plan is called? I have no plan to fix it. That's what she says. That I have no plan to fix it. She's changed 15 policies. You know, on occasion, somebody will run and change one, like they'll be for the death penalty or not for the. She's changed 15 policies. No fracking, no this. Every single thing she's changed. Go back a year and a half and take a look. 15 policies. I've never seen anyone get away with one major change. The whole thing is different. She loves walls now. She loves walls. She loves our police, but she was in charge.
I thought he was talking about Tim Walz.
You go from a defunder of the police. I don't think so, Lieutenant Governor. You go from a defunder. She was a leader of defund the police, and now she says, "I love the police." In the meantime,
she was taking donations
for it.
The
police group in the nation is supporting me.
She had donations for defund the police.
Yeah. And the Border Patrol came out. Did you see that? The Border Patrol came out. Thousands and thousands of them came out 2 nights ago, and they endorsed Trump. They said, we endorsed the most beautiful. Paul gave a beautiful speech. Incredible people. I know them all very well.
Don't read too much into the early voting.
They never spoke to her. They were asked, did you ever get a call from anybody in Border Patrol? Yes. Did you ever call them back? No. They never once spoke to anybody, even in authority or not authority. Nobody. They never spoke. And here we have the biggest travesty. I believe it's a bigger problem because of the murders and everything else coming into it. I believe, look, inflation and the economy are always big, and they're big, what they've done to our economy. But I really believe that the border and the illegal immigration and 21 million people, many of them criminals, is a bigger thing than inflation. I may be wrong. I may be wrong, but I think so. It's rated number 3 after the economy.
That is a nice tie.
Inflation. I put them sort of together, economy, inflation. I think they sort of belong together. What do you think? I think so. But I think the biggest thing is when you have 13,099 murderers, 4 people that were ready to be executed. They said, rather than executing them, we'll let them come into America. 13,099. Many of them killed more than one person, and they're happily ensconced in Georgia. They're all over the country. And these are killers. These are people that will kill you quickly. They don't need too much of an excuse. They have, as they say, a short fuse. You don't want to get into a little tiny argument that for somebody else would be an argument. For them, it's not good, right? It's not a good situation for you. No, we don't want them in this country. We're getting them out of this country fast. And I think it's bigger than the economy. I think it's bigger as horrible. You know, inflation is a country buster. It's busted many countries, but I think it's bigger than inflation even. Over the past 4 years, her inflation nightmares cost the typical family $29,000. Think of that, $29,000 in inflation. The reason you feel poorer is thanks to Kamala, and that's the fact is you are. And she was the one, they called her the taxing queen in she destroyed San Francisco. San Francisco, if you go back 18, 19 years ago, was the number one.
Guys, tariffs are a necessary evil if you want to keep jobs in the country.
Now it's not even livable.
You need the tariffs.
I speak against myself. I own property in San Francisco, right? I own a lot of property. I own property in California. And every time I say this, I say, I'm saying, please don't say it in my, please. Because every time I say it, I depreciate the value of my property. Guys that would have said, I love that place you have, and I own on the water, the most gorgeous things right on the ocean. I always say, I have the ocean. Pebble Beach only has the bay. That's my ad. And I never even need it because it's always full, but I have the ocean. Pebble Beach has the bay. The truth is, every time I speak this way, I hurt the value of my properties. But ultimately, I don't give a damn because this is much more important. She destroyed, along with Gavin Newsom, the governor, Gavin Newsom, they destroyed it, the two of them. What she did to San Francisco, and then she became Attorney General. What she did to California is a disgrace. And now she wants to do that to the United States of America. We're not going to let that happen, Marjorie. Her plan will raise taxes for the typical American family by an estimated $3,000. Take a look at this.
Joe Biden and I are about to get rid of that tax bill.
Calling for full repeal of President Trump's tax cuts.
If Kamala Harris was elected president, there are many different tax policies which could cripple the economy. But the first thing she wants to do is allow these Trump tax cuts to expire.
Even the New York Times admits that 85% of the middle class got a
favorite
tax
new
cut.
Trump nickname. I mean, New Scum is very. I mean, it's probably Tampon Tim, but New Scum is very good.
$165,000 a year would have to pay over $2,400.
How's my night going? Oh, my night's fine. I didn't even know Trump was having this rally, but people were like, apparently it's a late rally for Trump.
Tax cut. Joe and I are about to get rid of that tax
God, she
bill.
sounds drunk.
Joe Biden and I are about to get rid of that tax cut.
Everything from a 70 to 80% tax
They played
rate.
it twice.
That's fantastic. We've got to increase the corporate tax rate. Part of that is going to be about repealing that tax bill that they just passed.
You better think a
and
union
also
member.
Looking at estate taxes are going to have to go up. We will tax capital gains, but we're going to have to raise corporate taxes.
Taxing unrealized gains just doesn't seem fair in any sense of the word.
When the value of your home goes up, you pay higher taxes even if you don't sell your home.
Your value of your home never moves the way the stock moves to say, we're going to tax what you don't have. That's a sore point, and it's a big deal. Is that something you think she firmly believes in?
I think it's part of the proposals of the campaign.
Under my plan, there will also be a carbon fee. There has to be some connection between the fee and bad behaviors, and there has to be, in that we have to monitor whether it's going to be passed on to consumers. But I'm going to tell you that should never be the reason not to actually put a fee, and in particular, carbon fee.
Don't let Kamala Harris fool you. Harris not only supports taxing service workers' tips, news reports
I agree
confirm
NATO should
Biden and
pay
Harris
us,
have
but it's not going to happen.
weaponized the IRS to confiscate your tip money. Harris and Biden have literally unleashed the IRS.
When is the MSG
to
rally?
harass
It's on
workers who receive tips.
the
And they just
27th,
may be
Sunday
coming to
night,
your
the
house
27th.
next. Only President
And I
Trump
think
has
5
a plan
o'clock.
that ends all taxes on service workers' tips.
The Trump surge, it was expected, man.
He's on your side.
We're thankful for it, mainly in the betting. The betting is finally adjusting.
You know, the only problem with putting it up, the fake news, and there's a lot of them back there. So I have a lot of friends. No, I have a lot of friends. They watch the rallies on television. This isn't a rally. This is just a get-together. Look at it, all the way up to the bleachers. But they watch. Hello up there. It's a nice place. But they watch. A friend of mine comes, he says, you know, the only problem is when you put up the videos, they don't show it on television. You know why? Because they don't want to move the camera a little bit up. They don't want to, because they don't want to do anything that's good for us. They don't want to do anything that's good for us.
And
you know what? They ought
PBS
to be
didn't do
ashamed
it.
of themselves. I'm going to ask them to put on woke. Do you know this? What this is all about? We don't have a woke military, but some people think there are some people in the top. Can you put that woke military? Put it up, the Master Sergeant.
Oh, that's a yawn.
Scumbag! I got your name. I got your ass.
Unrealized capital gains tax. It's horrible, but it's never going to happen. They're not even talking about it anymore.
Pride Month, and actually, let's declare it a summer of pride.
So you're a killer? Sir, yes, sir! Let me see your war face. Sir, you got a war face? Ah!
Not the military.
Now let me see your war face.
That's what I said.
Bullshit! You didn't convince me. Let me see your real war face.
The military ad is the boomer coming out in Trump.
You will be a weapon. You will be a minister of death, praying for war. But until that day, you are puke. You are the lowest form of life on earth. You are not even human fucking beings. You are nothing but unorganized, grabastic pieces of amphibian shit.
How to abracadabra, these bitches know I got answers the way I...
It looks to me like the best part of you ran down the crack of your mama's ass and ended up as a brown stain on the mattress. I love working for Uncle Sam. I love working for Uncle Sam. Lets me know just who I am. Lets me know just who I am. 1, 2, 3.
Sure, it'll resonate with some demographic. I mean, yeah, it might help with older people.
So we won 2 beautiful, big, horrible in many ways, but we won 2 world wars with that attitude. And we didn't win with the woke stuff, but our military is not woke. We have some people on the top that are woke. They'll be gone so fast your head will spin, okay? Under the Trump administration, we will put more money in your pocket. We will let you keep more money than you ever thought possible. We're bringing it down. We're bringing the cost down. We will have large tax cuts for workers, and we are going to have something very special. No tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and no tax on Social Security benefits for our seniors. No tax.
Is the poly market jump still happening?
That's a big one.
I will stream it from his channel. Because they might
overtime and no tax on Social Security benefits for our seniors.
It's a bit louder, I think.
That's a big one. And you deserve it. You know what? You put up with inflation for the last 2.5 years. That shouldn't have ever been here. Would have never been here. Think of it. We wouldn't have had the war with Russia and Ukraine. No way Russia would have done it. We wouldn't have had. You wouldn't have had October 7th with Israel. You wouldn't have had inflation. You wouldn't have had that horrible, most embarrassing moment in the history of our country, Afghanistan, the way they withdrew. We were going to withdraw, but we were also going to keep Bagram, the biggest military base in the world. We gave it to China. You know who has it now? China has it. 1 hour away from where they make their nuclear weapons. And on that day, we lost 13 great soldiers, and many were obliterated. No arms, no legs. The face was just disastrous. What these people, nobody ever mentions them, but we had a lot of people badly, badly hurt. And what a shame. What a shame to see what's happened to our country, the border, all of the things that we've suffered in the last almost 4 years. We're going to get it back so fast. We're going to be proud again. We're going to be very proud of our country.
Who's winning the governor of North Carolina?
Isn't it
Not
nice
Robinson.
to have a president that doesn't need a teleprompter? What do you think, Byron? It's better, right? Huh? Did you see when her teleprompter crashed? She was talking about 32 days,
32.
Mr. Congressman. 32, she goes, and the election will be in 32 days. 32 days. The teleprompter crashed. 32 days. She kept going.
32.
I would have loved to. You know, it kicked back in. It's called a kickback. Like some people know a lot about a kickback. It's called a kickback. They know in this administration. But no, it's a kickback. It kicks back in, and it did kick back in just in time.
It's a
'cause she was
kickback.
about
He's
ready
explaining to us.
Eat the goat.
The technology behind teleprompters, it's a kickback.
When you do this,
it
you
kicks
have
back
to
in.
have one ability. If the teleprompter goes, because it goes, I figured 5% of the time. It goes, it's gone. And you're standing up in front of all of the fake news, which is actually a much bigger audience than this because you got millions of people watching. So you're standing in front of the fake news with fake reporters and, some very bad, and some good ones. And some good ones. I'd say 5%. Right? What do you think, Barry? 5%? I think so. 5%, maybe less. And if that happens, and if you don't do this well, you are ridiculed the following day, right? And I've had to go off with Bernie Moreno in Ohio was doing very well. But I had 57,000 people out there, television blazing, and he's going for the nomination, and it wasn't looking good. The wind was blowing at 49 miles an hour. I got onto the stage, and I'm looking at these two things, and they were like, so you can't read them. But I said, don't worry about that. They're going to blow off. And within the first minute, they blew off the stage. They were like 30 yards down the road.
Zoran, what's up, bro?
I'm standing there. And that's when you find out whether or not you have what it takes, right? You're up there all by yourself. You're up there all by yourself, Mr. Lieutenant Governor. And you better get going. You can't do that 32 stuff that she was doing. Why did he have to fix that damn teleprompter? But it is true. I have a friend, he just wants to go into politics, but he's petrified of. He said, I have one phobia. He's a very smart guy, very rich guy. He wants so much to be in politics.
Mark Cuban.
I said, do you have any problem?
No, I'm kidding.
I have a problem with, I have a phobia against public speaking. I said, don't go into politics. If you have that phobia, I would not bother, right? What do you think, Byron? No good, right? He wouldn't come up and warm up the crowd like you did, would he? Stand here. Get me off. To crush inflation, we will quickly become energy independent,
Jamie,
and we will frack, and drill, baby, drill. She won't frack. She's not going to frack. She's not going to frack. Pennsylvania, please, Pennsylvania, remember, she's not fracking. Her whole life is, we will not frack, we will not frack. She's go through a whole life like this. All of a sudden, oh, I look forward to fracking. No, it doesn't. I will cut your energy prices in half within 12 months. You're going to get them in half, 50% in 12 months. Because we have liquid gold, nobody else has it. We became number one with me, number one in the world in oil.
Nevada about to flip.
Oil and gas, number one. Russia
it's been 50-50 for a few days.
Saudi Arabia was number one. We were number 3 or number 4. When I left, we were so far above them, and we were going to be not only, we were energy independent. We were going to be energy dominant. We were going to sell to Asia. We were going to pay off a lot of debt. We were all set to go. And then we had a great election because we got millions more votes, but something happened a little bit. We can't let that happen again. We're not going to let that happen. Look what happens when bad things like that happen. I will cancel Kamala's insane electric vehicle mandate immediately. Everybody will drive an electric car, they say. And soon, the problem is they don't go far. They're very expensive. They're made in China. And they have some other things. Now, with that being said, I think they're phenomenal. They really are. I say that because of Elon. Elon, they are phenomenal, by the way, but, for certain whatever. And we're going to have hybrids. We're going to have gasoline-propelled cars. We're not going to have hydrogen cars. Hydrogen cars is the new thing, right? Do you know about that?
I think Clemson could make the college
Hydrogen
football
is the
playoff.
new car. They say it's great. Has one problem. If it explodes, you're dead. If it explodes, they actually say if it explodes, you're unrecognizable. You call your wife over. They call up the wife, would you please come here and take a look and see whether or not this is your husband, because we cannot see. And she goes to the nearest tree, which is about 100 yards away, and she says, no, it's only blood. There's nothing there. She says, I can't tell. So hydrogen has one problem. It's extraordinarily dangerous. Other than that, the car works quite well, actually. I won't get near. I will never get. I don't care how good it becomes. No matter. And they'll probably say they're making it safe, but it'll never be safe enough for us congressmen, right?
Yeah, Trump does like talking about Elon.
I also announced last week that we will make interest on car loans fully tax deductible.
You think UCF makes the playoff?
Because affording a car is essential to restoring the American dream. You know, I got a call from a big guy on Wall Street, said, where the hell did you come up with that idea? Think of how simple that is. How great is that? Because now we're going to make more cars because of it, right? They said, where did you come up? You know, when you think it's so simple, it was mentioned to me by somebody a week ago. I said, has nobody think a car loan deductible? Wouldn't that be nice? It's going to spur the industry, but what's really going to spur the industry is what we're doing with taxes and tariffs. Every company's going to come pouring back. But the interest deduction is so great. And I say it's like the paperclip. 125 years ago, a guy took a piece of metal and he started playing games with it.
Yeah, Trump is going to the Steelers game.
And now, since then, everybody that's seen the paperclip says, shit, why didn't I think of that? It's so simple.
Uncensored
That's
Trump.
like that for the car loans, right? It was so simple. Nobody thought. The biggest guy on Wall Street called me. The smartest guy. He's got like 183 IQ. He said, where the hell did you come up with that idea? That's pretty good. As we rebuild our economy, we will also restore our borders, if you don't mind. For 4 straight years, Kamala has imported an army of illegal alien gang members and migrant criminals from prisons and jails and insane asylums and the worst mental institutions anywhere in the world. Not South America.
Abolishing the income tax won't do anything.
They come from
Just raise
Venezuela.
property
They come from the
taxes like they do
Congo
in
in
states that don't have
Africa.
income taxes.
And she has resettled them very nicely into our communities to prey upon our innocent American citizens, right? When I win on November 5th, the migrant invasion ends and the restoration
There's no
of
way
our
she does
country
Rogan. It would be
begins. It's gonna be a
catastrophically bad.
restoration. One of the deadliest and most vicious migrant gangs said nice people. The only thing nice about them, they make our criminals look like nice people. Because now we say, you know, I thought those guys were tough. They're really not tough, not compared to these guys. Remember when she said, migrants coming in do not cause crime? Really? Check out the front page of the New York Post today. They've taken over Midtown Manhattan. But one of the deadliest and most vicious migrant gangs that Kamala has imported into our country is the savage Venezuelan prison gang known as Tren de Aragua. Have you heard of them? Tren de Aragua.
Did I see Walls wearing flannel? I didn't see that.
In Aurora,
no.
Colorado, and communities in all 50 states, this gang is terrorizing law-abiding citizens, including taking over multiple apartment complexes, and they are really going, and they are vicious as hell. Take a look at it.
Open borders, deadly consequences.
Border crisis. Record high crossings are putting a strain on cities across America. It is a full-blown invasion.
Armed Venezuelan gang members storming an apartment complex in Aurora, Colorado.
When people talk about migrant crime, this is what they're talking about. Biden and Harris had created a program to bring them in under humanitarian parole.
I am in favor of saying that we're not going to treat people who are undocumented across the border as criminals.
More than 13,000 illegal immigrants convicted of murder have been released into the United States.
My 20-year-old daughter, Kayla Hamilton, was murdered in her own room. Kayla's murderer was apprehended by Border Patrol crossing illegally into the U.S.
Kayla's murderer had been improperly released into the United States.
Abolish ICE. Yeah, we need to probably think about starting from scratch.
An Afghan national is in custody today after being accused of
When's the
planning
Atlas
an
drop?
election day
It's got to be any day
The
now.
suspect entered the U.S. on a special immigrant visa.
More than a dozen people suspected of being Tren de Aragua gang members right here in San Antonio.
The gang members had been terrorizing the apartment complex.
New details in the murder of Laken Riley. The illegal immigrant suspect, who cops say committed the heinous murder, is a Venezuelan national.
And was paroled and released into the country.
I know PBS doesn't pan up.
Two men
That's what Trump was
investigators say
saying.
are in the country illegally from Venezuela are charged with capital murder and the death of Jocelyn Nungaray.
Court documents suggest a group of men arrested for beating and robbing a Dallas woman last month.
You see
are
Walls
members
trying to
of a
load a shotgun. He's
Venezuelan
like, yeah, he's like, I'm not used to
Manuel
these shows.
Hernandez was booked by Colleyville police just 2 days earlier and released the day before the robbery.
And that's number one. That's number one. I will tell you right now. That beats out the economy. That beats it all out to me. It's not even close. The United States is now an occupied country. But on November 5th, 2024, That will be Liberation Day in America. Liberation Day.
When will Trump be in Springfield? I have no clue.
Thank you. So sad. This is what you call an unforced error, what they've done to this country. And to think that she's running for the president of the United States.
Have you seen the meme of Walls trying to load a tampon? Oh, I gotta see that.
People into our country, destroying our country, and it's not easy to fix.
Load a tampon into a shotgun. So they edited a tampon.
Somebody else who has a nice look, and a child, and it'll be the poster. It'll be how horrible are we? It's a very tough thing to fix, but we're going to fix it because we have no choice. But we're going to start with these horrible criminals, and there are lots of them. 425,000 illegal aliens convicted of crimes are now free to roam in our country, including all of those murderers and all of those drug dealers and all of the human traffickers in women.
Cruz is a really good talker, dude. I like Cruz.
They traffic in women.
He'd be a good in a debate
children,
like that.
You hear men. No, they traffic really in women. Right here in Georgia, our nation was robbed of a brilliant 22-year-old nursing student, Laken Riley. You know Laken very well now. And after months of prodding him, Biden couldn't pronounce her name. He said Lincoln Riley, and Lincoln Riley is the football coach, or the coach.
Right.
And this was in Congress, couldn't even get the name right. Laken was a brilliant young student, top in her class, going to be a great nursing student. Everybody admired her. She was killed viciously while out on a jog. She was assaulted, beaten, and horrifically murdered by an illegal alien. You saw the picture from Venezuela. The savage monster who murdered Laken was let in and released into our country by Kamala Harris. She came in through open borders. Nobody even checked him. Come right in. Come right in. His brother was also in Georgia illegally.
Did you see Bill Clinton make a commercial for Trump? Yeah, Bill Clinton endorsed Trump.
Viciously murdering someone also in the Venezuelan gang. He's in that gang. In September, an illegal alien who Kamala imported through her open border process.
TK Nation, man.
Was arrested in Tennessee for strangling a 25-year-old girl to death and leaving her body covered in blankets for days. Her parents, all of these parents, they'll never be the same. He had a prior arrest record in the United States, was shielded for deportation by the horrible, horrible laws, rules, and regulations of Kamala. I can't believe how they allowed this country to become like this. This country is not, it can't go on like this. And they're getting worse. You look at little towns, villages, cities, and even the big cities, they're petrified that this is going to happen to them. The governor of Colorado is a radical left Democrat, but he just doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know what to do. Springfield, Ohio. We love Ohio. We won Ohio every time by a lot. We're leading now by a lot. And
that's true.
I know Springfield, beautiful little place. 50,000 people. They've just deposited 32,000 illegal migrants into the town. They don't speak English, but they've taken up the schools. They don't speak English. What they're looking for is interpreters because they have no idea what they're going to do. Nobody speaks, very few of them speak English. So they're looking all over for interpreters. That's what they want to find. When you go to the hospital, you can't get into the hospital because the hospital's all occupied. And they want to be so nice and they want to be politically correct. And the mayor seems like a nice person. He's saying, well, we'll figure out how to make it work. But you can never figure it out. It can never work. Think of it. 50,000 people. All of a sudden, they have 32,000. They've almost doubled the size with people that came from a rough country, really a rough, rough country. Immediately upon taking the oath of office, I will launch the largest deportation program in American history.
He is doing 2 rallies a day. That's what they said like last week, and he's been doing 2 rallies a day. Does anyone know his big rally on Saturday?
I will rescue every town across America
Where's
that
he
has
going
been
on Saturday?
invaded and conquered. They've conquered our country. This is an invasion of a military force. They have weapons that are on par with our U.S. military. But we will put these vicious and bloodthirsty criminals to jail or kick them the hell out of our country, ideally the second, because we don't want to have to pay for the cost, so we'll ideally bring them back to their country. When I first came into the White House, a general came up. I said, General, I want to get MS-13 gangs. They're the worst in the world. MS-13 is very similar, but probably even nastier. And we had thousands of them in our country because Barack Hussein Obama could not get them out, because the countries from where they came would put airplanes, big ones, on the runway so you couldn't land.
What time is the interview tomorrow? At 6 o'clock Eastern.
Years ago, they gave up, and I said to the general, I want them out. He said, sir, they won't take them back. I said, who? And they said the countries. I won't embarrass them because I know the presidents very well, and they're very streetwise, very smart people. And I said, how much aid do we give those 3 countries? Sir, we give them $750 million a year.
Pennsylvania, yeah.
And I said, inform them that they're delinquent, that they aren't allowing us to bring back people that belong there.
A's are going to Sacramento next
and
year,
they're
yeah.
getting no further aid at all from the United States.
Detroit
And the
on
following
Friday.
day, early in the morning, I got calls from all 3 separately, all 3.
I did see Trump's Bloomberg interview.
Sir, there seems to be a misunderstanding. And I said, no, there isn't. You sent them over in a caravan. The caravan, I made up that name too. I'm good at names. You know the names? I can't use those names too much because many of them were for Republicans. We had some beauties, but we can use Pocahontas and other people. But I said, listen, I said, you wouldn't take them back. Sir, there seems to be a misunderstanding. We would love to take them back. We love MS-13 so much, sir. Please, please let us take them back, sir. Please. And we sent them back, and they took them like nothing. Like nothing. So we send them out of our country, and if they come back into our country, it's an automatic 10 years in jail with no possibility of parole. That way they're not coming back. That way they're not coming back. And you don't hear these ideas from anyone else, I can tell you, and I'm not proud of them, but you also have to wage a little bit of common sense, don't you? Because we're the party of common sense. And I'm hereby calling for the death penalty for any migrant that kills an American citizen or a law enforcement officer.
Yeah, he said that at every one of his rallies.
Kamala's migrant invasion, and that's what it is also devastating our great African-American community, stealing American jobs, crushing wages, undercutting the voting power of our own citizens, and bringing drugs, crime, and death to our country. And the African-American community and the Hispanic community is being devastated with the jobs. The numbers are down 6, 7, 8, 9%. They're going to work, and they're saying, I'm sorry, we're not going to take you anymore. People that have worked there and worked there well for years are now being told they no longer have a job because they have illegal immigrants coming in and taking their job. And I'll tell you what, any African-American or Hispanic, and you know
Should
how
Trump
well
take
I'm
a day
doing
off or
there,
continue? I mean, if he's good to go, he should continue.
Kamala,
At least do 1 rally a day.
You got to have your
if he has to cut it for a day for
because
one.
they are really screwing you. They are really screwing you. Right? It's happening in numbers. You're going to hear about it. It's a big story. It's a big story. You're going to start hearing about it in a little while. It's a big story. It's a real, it's terrible. It's terrible. People that have been here for years, they've done a good job. They've got their family now.
I don't know, man. Did you see Jimmy Carter at his birthday? That was
Kamala's open border
not a
policy
pretty
is
sight.
a complete and total betrayal of African American communities and Hispanic American communities. And unions are next. Oh, they're going to take on the unions. You watch. Virtually 100% of all of the jobs created in the last year have gone to migrants. I don't know if anybody knows that. The jobs that were created, first of all, the jobs that they got, which made their numbers look better, but they don't count, really. They're bounce-back jobs. Those are jobs that we had. We had the greatest economy in history.
It's all
fake. We had to take a pause for the pandemic. We did a good job on that. And then the people, they call it bounce-back. It's standard, a very standard phrase. But they call it bounce-back. They bounce back. But think of it, of the jobs created, almost every one of those jobs was taken by a migrant. Under Trump, Americans will always come first. Take a look.
Would you have done something differently than President Biden during the past 4 years?
There is not a thing that comes to mind.
I stood there on the
Why
tarmac
would you say that?
The
chaotic and deadly U.S. evacuation from Afghanistan stunned Americans and the world and cost the lives of 13 U.S. soldiers.
Would you have done something differently?
There is not a thing that comes to mind.
More than 13,000 illegal immigrants convicted of murder have been caught at the border and then released into the United States.
An Afghan national is in custody today after being accused of plotting an election day terrorist attack. The suspect entered the U.S. on a special
there's a lot of black dudes calling out Obama.
Details in the murder of
He's been
Georgia
getting
nursing
flamed
student Laken Riley. The illegal immigrant suspect, who cops say committed the heinous murder, is a Venezuelan national who crossed the unsecured southern border back in 2022.
2 men investigators say are in the country illegally from Venezuela are charged with capital murder in the death of Jocelyn Nungaray.
A fifth illegal immigrant accused of attacking 2 New York City police officers over the weekend showed no remorse or regret. Would you have done something differently?
There is not a thing that comes to mind.
Only 18% say the economy is in excellent or good condition. U.S. inflation has hit a new 40-year high, increasing by 9.1%
I'd say it's just a typical rally.
Financial year.
The cost of homes have spiked. Home buyers need to earn 80% more than they did in 2020 to afford a house.
Were you the last person in the room?
Nice
Yes.
Jordan 11s. You're talking about that immigrant that flicked off the camera.
So she would do nothing different.
That seems like the type.
Think of it. You have the worst administration in the history of our country. The happiest person, you've heard me say this, Jimmy Carter, because he looks brilliant by comparison. His administration, by comparison, is brilliant, so he's happy. He's an old guy now, but he's a happy man. Just this week, I was proud to receive the official and unanimous endorsement of America's Border Patrol agents, all 100%, all of them. And I was also honored to receive the endorsement of the Fraternal Order of Police, something they don't do easily. I mean, but they said, we have no choice. We have no choice. 400,000 law enforcement officers nationwide. So they did something to Biden that was amazing. They stole the election from him. I mean, I'm not a fan of Biden. Who could be? But they stole the election. They took it away like candy from a baby. And he's angry. And they're all angry. They're angry as hell.
His family's angry.
I think he likes me more than he likes her. Can you believe it? I believe that.
Listen to Axios. It's probably true.
Steve. He likes me more than her. Can you believe it? But we will restore law and order in America. But here's what, to do it, you have to do one thing. I don't want your money. I don't want anything. I just want you to get out and vote and get your friends to vote. That's all. I don't want money. Just go and vote. So we're pleased to be joined with some incredible people, friends of mine, talented people. You have a lot of great people in the state. Lieutenant Governor Burt Jones, please, Burt, stand up. Members of Congress, Mike Collins. Mike, great guy. Tough guy.
Trump's website
Tough
crashed.
Guy.
People were trying to buy his coin that was released today.
He said, oh, put me in that committee. I want to be in that committee to cut costs. He'll do a better job. Nobody could do like that. Thanks, Mike. Somebody that's been unbelievable at searching out really bad, sick politicians on the other side. He was accused of... He walked in with a couple of young constituents to show him the Capitol, as I remember it, and they accused him of showing in Russia's What? And he became, instead of most people, they say, oh, please, he became the opposite, indignant and wild, and he has done some job on the committee. Barry Loudermilk. We love you, Barry. Courage. I remember that. They have pictures of walking around with 2 kids from the area, and the parents, they were Russian. These people are sick. And all it did is made him angry, and you have done some job, so we appreciate it. A man that we've said hello to, that you've experienced. He's got a big future. He's a fantastic guy and a friend of mine, Byron Donalds. Byron, thank you. A very strong, smart person, a woman who is amazing, actually, to me. She's really amazing. Marjorie Taylor Greene, thank you. And another warrior who's always been with us, Rich McCormick.
If Trump transitioned into a woman to retroactively take away the title of first female president.
And a really good guy, a former congressman,
well, I mean,
so respected by everybody.
If Kamala loses, she'd never have that title anyways.
And your former senator, who was really a terrific person and respected so much in Washington and still is I think even more respected now, Kelly Loeffler. Thank you, Kelly. Good job. The next congressman from Georgia's 3rd Congressional District, he's worked with me since like 2015, before 16. And everybody, after they got to know him, they said, could we use him too? He was, there was nobody like him. He's going to be a congressman. I think he always wanted to be a congressman.
Goes hot, does the election proceed? Nobody really knows. It depends how.
I said, go ahead. And
if we declare world war, I don't think it proceeds.
What's going on with him?
I think it gets suspended by Biden.
He's making us all look bad. He got so many votes. Brian Jack. Where's Brian Jack? Thank you. There he is. There he is. Is he a natural or what? Everybody loves this guy. I love this guy. It's not my thing either, but I love him. He is a special character, that one. Are you enjoying it, Brian? Good. He's got the word. He got the whole deal. He's good. He's going to be good for a long time. Your Insurance and Safety Fire Commissioner, John King. Thank you, John, very much. Thank you, John. Thank you, John.
John King
Public Service
CNN.
Commissioner, Bubba McDonald. Bubba
McDonald.
What a man. A very special state senator. I just met his daughter. You know, believe it or not, I was at another place 2 hours ago. I've been doing this for 42 days straight without a rest. Can you believe it? 42. But 2.5 hours ago, I was in another little different part of your state.
Well, picks white guy for hubby. Why can't we? That's what black dudes are saying to Obama and Kamala.
And I'm much more impressed with him now.
They don't really view Kamala as black, honestly.
This guy is such a great patriot. State Senator Brandon Beach, thank you. And your daughter is fantastic. She was so proud of you. I said, he's that good, isn't he, right? She said, he's even better than that. You got a good daughter. So it was great to meet her. Georgia GOP Chairman Josh McCoon, and he is good. He is good. So, Josh, stand up for how the hell are we doing well?
It's interesting how Trump always ends these rallies, how many names he has to remember and stuff like that.
I'm hearing.
I wonder, like, how old does it get to have to do this at the end?
And we're no longer in poll territory, right? We're in territory of, like, votes coming in. You know, we're not really looking so much at polls anymore. The votes are coming in, and they're coming in at a nice level for us, right? He's done a fantastic job. Thank you, Josh. I appreciate it. A woman who I've known for a long time, and she's always been there for us. She's a special woman, very religious person. Every time she sees me, she prays. And I say, from you, I accept that, and I will always accept it. Alveda King. Thank you, Alveda. Thank you. Good genes. She's got very good genes. Beautiful genes. And a friend of mine, one of the most successful business people in the country, a great developer.
Those are pretty funny,
Florida,
I'm not gonna lie.
New York, and a lot of other places, but just a terrific
special guest.
person. And he's become, I think he loves politics, but he wants to just make sure we all do well. That's all he wants. Mr. Steve Witkoff. Steve? Thank you, Steve. Great. Thanks, Steve. So here are the facts. Kamala Harris is a radical left Marxist, rated even worse than Bernie Sanders or Elizabeth Warren. That's Pocahontas. Remember? Her mother said, she's Indian. Why? Because she's got high cheekbones. That was the reason. So I immediately called her Pocahontas. And that was the end of her. She was leading in the presidential race, you know. And I don't think she likes me too much. But the mother said she had high cheekbones, and I said, Pocahontas. And then all the hell, the world went crazy. And she actually went out and got a test, remember? And she was so happy. 1,024. In other words,
here's this again.
1 million years ago, there was a possibility. But she was happy. She said, this proves I'm an Indian. And I said, no, I have more Indian blood in me, and I don't have any. I'd love to, but I don't have any. And that was the end of her presidential run. That was the end. I did the world a favor. Of course, look what we got. Look what we got. Kamala destroyed our economy. She was an original creator to fund the police movement.
Yeah, I think Jill will definitely do a book about it. Jill wants
attention. 1 week or 1 day is not worthy of being president of the United States. It's a radical left person. Kamala vowed to abolish ICE. She wants to let her millions of illegal Medicare, or she wants to raid Medicare. That's what they're going to do, raid Medicare, Social Security. She wants to ban fracking as California Attorney General. That's what she did. And she redefined child sex trafficking, assault with a deadly weapon, and rape of an unconscious person as totally nonviolent crimes.
Why is she going after Elizabeth Warren?
Nonviolent crimes.
Or why is he going after
Elizabeth? She pledged to confiscate
kind of
your guns and endorsed a total ban on handgun ownership. She even called for free sex changes for prisoners and illegal aliens in detention.
Hunter is angry they kicked his daddy out.
At taxpayer expense.
He's got a movie after him. He should be happy.
Something she did that was terrible. On her resume, she said she worked at McDonald's. Oh.
He's going to work at McDonald's.
She never worked at McDonald's.
I mean, but did she seriously work or no?
So in conclusion, with your vote this November, we are going to fire Kamala and save America. Right.
Right.
We will teach our children to love our country, honor our history, and always cherish our great American flag.
Dax, what's up, man?
We will cut your taxes, crush inflation, slash your prices, raise your wages, and create the greatest job boom the world has ever seen. We're going to do that. It's not going to even be hard. We are going to do it through low taxes and high tariffs, actually. We won't have any inflation. And we're going to do it. We're going to have a boom. And
yeah, Trump could win Nevada. I'd say he's a slight favorite.
We will hire American, buy American, build American, grow American, and show the whole world that the American dream is back, bigger, better, and stronger than ever before. I will stop the global theft of American jobs and turn the U.S. into the manufacturing superpower of the world. I will end the war in Ukraine, stop the chaos in the Middle East, and prevent World War III. I can do that. I will crush violent crime and give our police the support, protection, resources, and respect they so dearly. I'll tell you what, we have to give our police, we have to take care of our police. And it's turning out to be more dangerous than ever. And once we give them that power back, it will be much less dangerous than ever. But
will Dems try and impeach Trump again if he wins?
Policewoman is very dangerous.
Well, they're always going to try and impeach him. They're deranged.
Honor,
they've got,
and we have to shield them, and we're going to.
They've got bad TDS.
Indemnify them against being hurt because they lose they do something that's good, and they lose their family, they lose their pension, they lose their house, they lose everything. Now we're going to indemnify them if they're write, and we're going to find that most of them, they're going to write. And you always have bad apples. It's a shame. It's a horrible thing. But sometimes you have to just say, but we always have bad apples, and we'll do everything we can to get those bad apples the hell out. But we have to take care of our police and our law enforcement. That's why our country is going to hell with crime. We will strengthen and modernize our military. We will build a missile defense shield all around our country, and it'll be made right here. A lot of it's going to be made, as you know, you do a lot of it. It's going to be made in the USA, but it's going to be made a lot of it right here. And we will put the stars and stripes on the surface of Mars very soon. Very soon. We'll get Elon, get those rockets going, Elon.
They're really pushing the Mars.
Yeah, I'm going.
The Mars mission.
Going to send a rocket up very soon to pick up the two guys. How would you like to be stuck in space? I said, when are you sending that? Very soon. I'm just about ready to send it. It's like, it's like sending a bus for him. We will rebuild our cities, including our capital in Washington, D.C., making them safe, clean, and beautiful again. They will get and we will do this. Critical race theory and transgender insanity will be out of our schools immediately.
Am I doing NFL picks? Yeah, I do NFL picks weekly.
Immediately. And we will keep men out of women's sports. I will defend religious liberty, your right to free speech, and the right to keep and bear arms. I thought they were going to Mars in 2033 because that's when it closely aligned in the orbit with Earth. Is under siege.
They've been trying to push it over.
You know that the Second Amendment is under siege. It will not be 4 years. It was under siege, I will tell you. But we're going to protect our Second Amendment 100%. After years of Thank you. After years of building up other countries, we will protect our borders, defend our families, and protect our American suburbs, cities, and towns. We're going to protect our country. We will end the sanctuary cities immediately and stop illegal immigration once and for all. No more sanctuary cities. We will put American citizens first, American children first, American patients first, American taxpayers first, American workers first, and American communities first. We will put our country first. We will put communists, Marxists, and fascists
Trump rally on Mars. I'm more concerned about us claiming land on Mars.
From Savannah to Columbus.
We need to claim most of the land on Mars.
Macon, and from Augusta to Atlanta. We inherit the legacy of red-blooded American patriots who poured out their blood, sweat, and tears to defend this country they love. We stand on the shoulders of American heroes who crossed the oceans, settled the continent, tamed the wilderness, laid down the railroads, raised up those big, beautiful skyscrapers. You're welcome. Won 2 world wars, defeated fascism and communism, and gave everything
Trump
they
rally
had
on Neptune. I love
for
Neptune,
our rights and for our freedom.
Neptune's a beautiful planet.
And we are not going to lose the nation that they worked for and fought for and died for.
Too bad it has no service.
We are not going to lose it. We will not be invaded. We will not be occupied. We will not be conquered. We will defeat the enemy at all levels of combat. We will defend our civilization, reclaim our sovereignty, and we will be a strong, proud, and free nation once again.
We can't make Puerto Rico a state because we would need to make
Right?
we'd have to get an even number. We need 2 more.
Thank you.
Star Wars is going to come true. Maybe in 1,000
Everyone
years.
will prosper. Every family will thrive. And every day will be filled with the opportunity and hope of a lifetime. But for that to happen, we must defeat Kamala Harris and stop her radical left agenda once and for all. We want a landslide that's too big, too big. We can't let anything happen. Early voting is underway. Get everyone out. Get everyone you know. Just get them all out to vote. Go tomorrow. After all we have been through together, we stand on the verge of the 4 greatest years in the history of our country. These will be Despite
Puerto Rico and Bermuda. Sir, we don't control Bermuda. That's why I said we need to acquire Bermuda.
Foolish leadership. We will have the 4 greatest years in the history of our country. And with your help from now until Election Day, we will redeem America's promise and we will take back
2-hour waits in some place for early voting.
Nothing will sway us.
I heard Trump's doing well.
Us, and no one will stop us. We will press forward to our magnificent American destiny. And together we will fight, fight, fight.
I mean, we talked about Greenland about the whole topic yesterday was Greenland.
Right. We have to get out and vote.
Amateur was up,
win-win-win. We got a win-win-win. If you don't win-win-win, we've all had a good time.
I think Puerto Rico is turning more conservative,
Sadly,
but it's still liberal,
what we've
basically.
done is amazing. 3 nominations in a row. What we've done, we got to win. If we don't win, it's like it was all.
I didn't even know the Ohio meme was a thing, honestly, until
we can't let that happen.
You know, some of these young kids, like
November 5th will be the most
fans,
important day in the
Ohio
history of our
meme.
country. And together we will make America powerful again. We will make America wealthy again.
Hello from Maine. What's up, man?
We will
How's
make
the weather in Maine?
America healthy again. We will make America strong again. We will make America proud again. We will make America safe again. And we will make America great again. Thank you, Georgia. God bless you. God bless you, Georgia.
We can't do it again with this.
Thank you. God bless you all.
What's one question you want, Brett? Well, so I'll have to think about that because obviously there's a lot of questions, but you know Fox News is not going to touch some of them. I think it would mainly, because the thing is you want to ask a question that you can already preemptively know that she can't politic her way around, if that makes sense. So it's like you could ask, well, it was very clear Biden was a vegetable, because that's one of the things that Trump really hasn't brought up, and they really haven't brought up to her, the corruption within their administration, where they kept lying to the American people, and I mean, I guess she could, politic her way around that one. But I think maybe in terms of immigration, why did the border get so bad to where you needed? Because, with their immigration, they just blame it on Trump. Because they're like, oh, Trump, he didn't want the border fixed, so he killed the bill. Why was the bill needed? But I mean, even that, she'll just. But I think it'll make her look bad. Just ask her, why was the bill needed in the first place? Illegal immigration was at an all-time low under Trump, and then what happened with your administration? Why would people trust you after what we just saw? And now you're blaming Trump when he had the border totally under control and you took everything away and gaslit. And now apparently, didn't it come out that you support the wall when you called it racist 50 times on X? I mean, so there's a number of things you could ask with immigration. But guys, if you have anything else you want to say, you can go ahead and say what you want. And I'm going to end off this rally, but I'm going to end off this stream. Imagine I did a rally. But no, it's looking really good for Trump. And you can join my Discord. Link is in the community tab on that. His wall is in her campaign ads. Yeah, I think they probably stopped doing that though. But it was in one of the ads. It was shown for like a second. They showed the wall like to pump up Kamala being a badass prosecutor. Like you being a prosecutor for immigrants has nothing to do with the leadership style that you've shown the past 3 years and your willingness to allow illegal immigration and actually gaslight people. Did I see the Texas Senate debate? No, I didn't. I saw the end of it, though. But I think Cruz probably did well. I mean, I was told Cruz did very well from people. They tore down the wall. I think they did tear down parts of it, yeah. What are the chances Stein wins Michigan? Dark Jill. Jill Stein's sweep of the Rust Belt will be epic. All right, guys, I'm going to get off. I'll see you guys.